Hello, my dear friends. As you know, all over the world we have this situation, and all over the Gulf we have the situation when we have some restrictions for the activity of golf courses. And this time is very good to for that the starting information about the golf tourism opportunities all over the world. And I want to talk with you about the GORKI Golf and Resorts. This is quite a new golf course in Russia, on the northwest of Russia, in the region of the St. Petersburg. So it's a huge tourist destination, and this goes young, but it have huge traditions in the international tourism. And let's say that 2 years ago, during the World Cup of the football, soccer, which was in the Russia in 2 years ago. Uh, some of the teams which were located in St. Petersburg were visiting the GORKI Golf and Resort and have played here. The English team, for example. The football players from the Zenit Football Club, which is located in St. Petersburg, are often playing here, and there are many players, many tourists who are visiting this huge and excellent golf course. First of all, I need to talk about the awards which were taken by the club during the last 2 years. In last year, the golf club was on the 97th position among the top continental Europe golf clubs, all over the continental Europe, and it was winning the World Golf Award in the Russia's Best Golf Hotel. And 2 years ago, it was the same situation. So the club have a very good traditions of working with the international tourists. And this year we have a very good booking here, but the coronavirus have changed many plans, and currently the situation is not so manageable as it could be. But today I mostly want to talk with you about the strategy of playing on this course. Oh, excuse me. Just a second. So I have worked as the Golf Marshal in the GORKI Golf and Resort last year, and I have expected that I will do it this year, but currently we have some restrictions, and in this connection it's a seasonal job. It's not the full-time job. In this connection currently we are not working, but I think that it's just the time problems, and in this connection it's not so huge problem at all. I hope that maybe this season, a little bit later, we will start a normal activity on the golf resort, and we can compensate all those expectations which we have now about it. So this course is quite long. It's 6,560 meters long from the back tees. It's approximately 7,150, 7,200 yards. As a marshal, I was a member of the club at first, but later I was very interested to work in the golf industry. In this connection, I have started to work in the GORKI Golf and Resort. And I also, the social activity was in the Regional Federation Association of the Golf, and we have made different golf tournaments on the regional level, including such one as the Northwest of Russia Championship in the golf and the Cup of the Northwest of Russia, and plus that the regional championships of the Leningradsky region. So the first hole I'm making this video for those of you who will visit Gorki and who are looking for the different golf tourism opportunities, and it is made for your understanding of this golf course and the strategy of playing on this course. Certainly we have absolutely different players, but I will talk about the strategy for playing from the yellow tees. For the first hole, it's 432 meters to the center of the green, not to the front. Other distances here show the distance for the front of the green from these red lines. So when you are making the first stroke, you have two choices. It depends from your carry distance. You can play, let's say that maybe the hybrid club or maybe even iron before the bunker, or because it's a wider area for the ball in this position, or you can play a little bit left from the bunker if you have a good driving with the task to be 200 meters to the front of the green. You need not so huge stroke to do it. If you have the distance, if you long hit them, usually the better quality players are playing from the white tees, but if you're playing from the yellow ones, this area is approximately, when you have the distance by the carry, more than 230 meters or 250 yards. So you can try to make a stroke which is going over the bunker. It's that the fairways and roughs are quite wide, and this connection, this course is not, the penalty course, but it's long, and the long and the wind are most difficult parts of the game for this course. Plus that the natives are also very wild, and in this connection, when you are going to natives, you are losing more than one stroke maybe at average, because it's absolutely difficult to play from these positions from natives. And this connection, maybe it's better to play accurately, and let's say it's not so highly long course, long hole, just 470 yards, 480 yards maybe. This connection, 3 strokes for the green. It's not so difficult task when you are playing from the yellow tees. So the first stroke, for example, if it's all finished before the bunker, it's not a problem to make a second stroke for the distance approximately 200 meters or 220 yards. You can use for this task even your 3 woods, for example, as I'm doing. My handicap is near from the 12, and this connection I'm talking about the strategy which is relative with the same for the golfers with the same handicap. Usually the ball is flying in the area which is 70 meters and less to the center of the green. If you're making the better stroke, for example, in the soft, when the fairways are soft, I'm playing with the 3 wood, and I have a distance approximately 250 yards, and in this connection I need just the second stroke for the tee shots. From the fairways I have a shorter distance. So you can make, in this situation you can make, or in the wind certainly, or in the wind, the soft fairway or in the wind. You can make a stroke this way, and after that you have a chance to be second stroke on the green, because the green is quite big. It's maybe 35 meters long. In this connection you can try to attack the green by the second stroke. Or you can play much more conservative strategy when you play this short stroke from the distance from maybe 50 meters or something like that to the center of the green. The green is wide. In this connection it's necessary to understand the pin position, or if you're playing by second stroke or from long distance attacking the green, you can play just on the center of the green. It's not so easy, not so easy hole as it seems, but its slope index is just 7, and usually you can make a par or even a birdie on this hole. So it's the hole which can give you some advantage. The second hole is also not so difficult. It's quite a short par 4, one of 3 shortest on the hole, and maybe the second shortest on the course. It's less than 300 meters, so it's approximately 320 yards to the center of the green. And usually you can make a very when you're playing from the yellow tees, and usually you can make the you know that the small fade when you're going to play on the center of the fairway, and the ball is going a little bit righter, and in the good wind, with my average distance with 3 wood, approximately 220 meters, I can play, or maybe even 215. I can play longer, and in this connection the ball is flying in a position when you can play just from the distance approximately less than 50 meters to the front of the green. And this green is also quite big, and this connection is quite easy to attack it by the second shot, and it's also the hole which you can play in par or better. The first 3 holes are not so difficult. It looks that the course will be so easy to play that maybe it seems that it's not so many challenges, but it's not true, because this third hole is the shortest for the par 4 holes on the course, 276 meters. It can be played and conservatively and aggressively, and I will recommend you to play maybe normal way, and you can make the first stroke in the area to make the second one for 100 meters, something like that, or you can choose from what distance you have a better results of attacking the green. But you need also to think that when you will attack the green is 2 levels. This part of the green is higher, and the forward part of the green is lower. And in this connection, it depends from the pin position how difficult will be played this hole. If the hole is the pin is the hole is located in this area, in the lower area, it's maybe easy to play in par. But if it's all located in this area, in far area, and the higher one, it's not so easy task to do it. So in this connection, and you know that the long of the green, the size, it's not so big as it's right in here, because it's right in this direction, you know, from the center entrance. But in this direction, it's shorter. So you need to have a good proximity for the second stroke. But it's also playable in the par and better. So the first stroke is absolutely different situation for me, because it's quite long. It's longer. It's 375 yards, and it's longer than 300. It's longer than 400, maybe 20, 400. Yes, approximately 420 yards. And it's a good challenge for the long hitters also. And this connection, if you have, and plus that usually this hole and the previous one are playing against the wind, and this connection, it's also this hole is playable sometimes in many conditions, and in the rainy and windy conditions, it's you can play it usually 5-stroke, not 4, and plus that you will need to play maybe 2 strokes by the 3 woods, for example. because the wind is very strong in this area. And this connection, the first stroke, you can make the tee shot in this zone. If you have the distance to 130 meters to 150 yards, you will have a very good position for attacking the green. But if you will have the distance only, let's say that 190 meters or to 220 yards, the second stroke will be much more difficult for you. So the fifth stroke, it's the longest par 3 on the course. It is 183 meters to the center of the green, and I'm usually playing this hole by the 3 woods. It also depends from the weather. Sometimes when you're playing against the wind, you need to take even the driver to make a stroke here when the wind is 2 clubs, for example, against you. And plus that, there are not so many water hazards on the golf course. It's just maybe 2 of them, and one of them is located on this course. In this connection, you need to make the first long stroke, but plus that it must be very accurate, because it depends from the wind. Sometimes the ball is going on the left side. And this connection, when I make into stroke, I mostly tasking not on the center of the green, but on the right side of the green, the right, right side of the green. It's not so easy to play this hole in the par, because all the greens are a little bit upper. And in this connection, if the rainy weather, which is quite usual for our area, you receive additional challenging and walking with the weather, also not only with the task of edge detector. And the 6th hole is also a long one, and from the yellow tees is not so long, maybe it's but one of the longest on the course from the yellow tees. 387 meters, it's approximately 440 yards. It's a good challenge, it's a very good challenge. The wind usually is helping on this hole, but it's not always, certainly. So your first stroke with the average distance to 120 meters or 250 yards will be, you need to play a little bit right of the center of the fairway, because from the left side you have a very big bunker, which is going to be costly if you will go there. Plus that the native in the middle of the bunker, so it's quite difficult to play. We have not mostly trees on the course, and maybe just one of them which is involving in the game is located in this course also. The second stroke, usually the green is hazarded by the bunker, and this connection, it's better to play against on the right side of the green, or maybe a little bit right, but you must be very accurate with that, because you know that this area is not so wide, and the bunker is highly often involved in the game, and it's not easy to make a stroke from here. Usually for me, I'm playing this hole maybe even a bit double bugging or with the bugging. It's not so easy to make a par here, but it depends from the distance, if your distance game also. The 7th hole, it seems that it's the most difficult hole on the course. The par 5 holes most difficult. It's quite an interesting decision of the ratio team, which were making the rating for this course, but maybe not everybody will be sure that the par 5 must be most difficult hole on the course. So the distance from the yellow tees is 461 meters, or approximately 510 yards. In the area of the first stroke, for the not so long hitters with the carry distance approximately 200 meters, we have a bunker, and this connection, if you are sure that you have carry distance more than 200, you can simply play and playing by the center, maybe even in the bunker, but in the center of the fairway, and you will be far from it, because if the ball will fly over this bunker, it will running and running, because it's the hilly area, and the ball will round there. The second stroke, but usually it also depends from the wind, and the average stroke is exactly near from the bunker for 3 woods for myself. And from this position, you need to, depends from the position of the ball, you are making the choice, or make the stroke for distance 150, or to make a longer stroke, which will be on the distance approximately maybe 100 meters, or maybe even less than 100 meters to the center of the green. The green is not so easy for attacks, because it's also upper than the fairway, and then the area around the green, and plus that over the green, I think that even closer than it's picture it here, we have a natives in this connection. Sometimes if the ball is going over the center of the green, it's running to the natives, and this connection you can lose one stroke, even with the excellent hole which will go into the green. But it's quite playable in the par, to make the 5-stroke, and quite oftenly it is possible to decide this question, but it's necessary to make a strategy which will be avoiding the hazards here. They seems not so big right in here, but they are highly oftenly involved in the game. And this bunker, which is close to the green, is also quite difficult. So the 8th hole is short par 3. It's 130 meters only, and it's quite a good playable, but the hazard from the left side and the center of the green is close by this bunker, but the green is quite wide for the par 3 holes. It's more than 30 meters long, and this connection you can easily play to the center of the green with your tee shot. And the 9th hole also have a water hazard. It's not long from the yellow tees, and this connection, if you have a good driver, you can simply play over the over this the small river, which is not wide, and this connection your ball can fly in this area approximately, and you need not to make a longer stroke, because the bunker and this area will be not so wide as the previous one. So in this connection, if you have a very good stroke with the carry distance which is longer than 180 meters, 190 meters, because in different areas it's a different distance, you can easily play the first stroke over this river, and after that to play on the green. The green is also upward, and in this connection maybe sometimes you need to take one more club for the making the stroke. But you need to be accurate, because if the ball will go out from the green, you will be in the bunker over the green, and this hazard is sometimes very influential. The second strategy to play it is to play the first stroke by the 7-iron, for example, or maybe 6-iron. It depends from your carry distances. For a distance approximately 150-160 meters, and from this position to play stroke on the green. But if you will, first stroke will be before the river, you will need to also make this stroke not on the center of the green, but maybe a little bit left, on the left side of the green. it will be better positions for attacking the green, be more accurate position. This video is quite long, 25 minutes, and this connection, I think that maybe it's better to make the second video about the next 9 holes and the second 9 holes. They also very interesting. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope that this information will be not only theoretical for most of you, but will be practical for some of you who will visit the Russia and to play golf here in Russia a little bit later, because you see that we're very competitive in such conditions, and the prices for the same quality usually much more higher in the European clubs and the American clubs and in the United Kingdom and all over the world than here in Russia. Plus that the prices for the food and living are also very competitive. In this connection you can take a look for the site of the GORKI Golf Resort and to receive more information about the prices. Have a good day, have a good golf. Hope to see you on our channel, on our golf course. I hope that I will walk there as a marshal in this season, later this season, and maybe next seasons. I hope for that. But many cases it depends from the many conditions which in our economics and with the COVID-19 history. Thanks again. Have a good golf, and I will be happy to answer for any of your questions which is related with the golf here in Russia and exactly in the GORKI Golf Resort and in the St. Petersburg area. Hope to see you on my channel. Bye bye.